In this lesson, you are going to start to explore the method of brainstorming, analyzing general and specific purpose statements, finding information, and exploring aspects of special types of speeches, specifically focusing on your speech of tribute that you will be completing in the next couple of weeks. So I just wanted to take a couple of minutes and walk you through aspects of Lesson 2. To begin, you want to make sure that you read chapters 5, 6, and 18. For an additional learning tool, I've posted the PowerPoint presentations. There are notes at the bottom of each PowerPoint slide. I think each PowerPoint slide, if not most of them. And that's just additional information to assist you with things that we will be doing, our activities that we will be doing in this lesson, as well as future activities that we'll be doing throughout the summer session. So you can look at those at your leisure. And then for reference, I've posted the guidelines for the speech of tribute. If you just click on the gray box below, it's a Word document, so that will come up here. It walks you through the purpose, the competencies, core abilities, assessment value, and then the directions. So based upon what we've learned about listening, reading directions is a form of listening. So you want to make sure that you read through these guidelines because they are things in this lesson will start to assist you in completing this speech that will be due in a couple of weeks. So if you look, it asks you to read the corresponding chapter, which is chapter 18, and then select a famous person, living or dead, as your topic, and select a theme. These two things you will be completing in this lesson. So it's really important to give you some sort of frame of reference of what my expectation is for you to read through these guidelines first. You'll also see that following the guidelines, I've put the evaluation that I will be using to assess you. Again, that's just for your information. When we continue to move forward in the next couple of weeks, you'll probably see this again along with these guidelines. I've posted a sample in here. I don't know about you, but I always like to see examples of speeches that I'm expected to deliver. So this is an example. This is not a template for you to follow. It's just an example of a special occasion speech of tribute. What then I'm asking you to do for your first activity is to decide what person, either living or dead, you wish to pay tribute to, and select a theme surrounding them. And I'm asking you to create this on a Word document and then submit it to the Dropbox attached below. So you'll just, wherever you save the file, you'll just upload it. It'll say that's right here, and then you just hit submit. It tells you that each student is limited to 2 submissions, and my submission was successful. So let's go return to the lesson here. I'm asking that you submit this the same time you submit your audience analysis survey questions. So it will be due on the 23rd, not the 24th. So Saturday the 23rd is when this assignment will be due. Next, you'll see the guidelines for the audience analysis for the speech of tribute. Once you've posted your topic, I'll review it quickly and give you some feedback. Just confirm that it's great, we're good to go. And you'll, in the meantime, be creating your audience analysis questions, and those will be due by the 23rd, and you'll need to respond to at least 4 other classmates' posts by June 24th, 11:59 p.m. You'll be using this information in your special occasion speech of tribute. So looking at the guidelines here, all I'm asking you to do is to create a survey, and you're going to assess your audience's knowledge and attitudes as it relates to the topic that you chose for your special occasion speech of tribute. Your questionnaire should have at minimum two questions, one question assessing the knowledge, one question assessing the attitude, and make sure you use a variety of questions. So maybe use for your first question, do you know who Marilyn Monroe is? You can use a fixed alternative, yes, no, uncertain, or not certain. And then that would be my knowledge-based question. And then I might ask you for an attitude question, do you believe that Marilyn Monroe was a great actress? And for scale questions, it can be somewhere between strongly agree, mildly agree, undecided, mildly disagree, or strongly disagree. However you choose to structure and organize, make sure you use a variety. And then you are going to submit your questions to the discussion board titled Audience Analysis for Special Occasion Speeches. Again, that'll be due by the 23rd. So if you look here, I've posted the link. You just click on the link. It brings you the same exact instructions, and you can simply copy and paste your questions in the comment box and then hit submit. When you're ready, you'll reply to at least other 4 classmates' posts, because you'll be analyzing this data and using it for your special occasion speech tribute. So we're getting this done early enough in advance for you to analyze it and include it in the content of your speech. Next, you're going to be playing around with finding the purpose and central idea based upon the worksheet that I've given you here. If we take a look, I asked for each set of main points, and there's 2 listed below, supply the general purpose, specific purpose, and central idea. You can write right on this worksheet. So the first topic I've given you is the school board referendum. You are going to attempt to identify the general and specific purpose along with the central idea based upon the main points that I've given you here. So if the main points are, you should support the school board referendum because it will improve classroom facilities, increase number of teachers, upgrade instructional resources. It says you should support, so that would lead to my general purpose being to persuade. Oops. And then and the general purpose again is that overall main idea. You're going to be reading about this in chapter 5, I do believe it is. And when you identify the general purpose, then you need to ask yourself, okay, what is the goal for the audience? The goal for the audience is what we call the specific purpose. So in this example, after hearing my speech, my audience will want to vote for the school board referendum. There we go. And then your central idea. That's the overall main idea of the entire speech in one statement, and it's based upon the main points given here. There are 3 reasons why you should support the school board referendum. Okay. You'll do that one, and then you'll do the topic on Thomas Jefferson. Save it to your USB or to your computer, and then post it in the Dropbox. The next worksheet is identifying incorrect purpose statements. So you want to click on the worksheet given. All but one of these specific purpose statements are either inappropriate for a brief classroom speech or they are incorrectly written. You need to identify the correct one and then rewrite the ones so they conform to the guidelines in the chapter related to purpose statements. Save to your computer or your USB and then upload to the Dropbox given to you right here. Following that worksheet, you're going to complete chapters 5, 6, and 18 quiz. It says that there's 35. That's incorrect. There is 30. 15 questions are multiple choice. 15 questions are true and false. You are allowed multiple attempts up until the due date or until you reach a 100, whatever comes first. But again, All of these assignments, as we can see in the reminder here, have specific due dates. So your audience analysis survey will be due on the 23rd. Your topic will be due on the 23rd, and everything else will be due on the 24th. As you work through this, if you have any questions, feel free to email, call, or if you're on campus, stop on by. I'm happy to help any way that I can. Thanks.